Hello guys, welcome to the blog. So before moving to the Canada, people have a lot of doubt. Should they move to Alberta or should they move to Ontario? So basically we're gonna compare these two states, Alberta and Ontario. So before making a decision, there are a few aspects you should have a look on, and those will be cost of living, job opportunities, moving, the people, the industry, culture, education, tax, real estate, and all these things. We're gonna cover all these aspects today. So let's start with the first thing, that is cost of living. So basically, cost of living, it depends on the various factors. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on your location. It depends on all other things that you do on the monthly basis. Even though we can consider food prices, we can include utilities, we can include your tax, your lifestyle, your leisure activities, your car cost, your childcare. So all these things are included in the cost of living. It depends on person to person how they manage their expenses. But if we compare all these cost of living factors in Alberta in comparison to Ontario, there's a huge difference. You see the car cost in Ontario, there is a more tax, so you have to pay more to buy a car. And further, there's the insurance expenses, there are maintenance expenses, there are all other things that you have to consider in cost of living. So overall, Alberta has more affordable housing and basic utilities. Let's talk about the second thing, that is job opportunities. So Canada, they need a lot of workers because their senior employees, their numbers are increasing day by day. So when they will retire, they need newcomers. That even though as a matter government has announced that 500 immigrants they want to invite, there's a huge possibility for the immigrants to come in Canada and provide their services. So if we compare the job opportunities in Ontario compared to the Alberta, so there's a different job opportunity because they are different sector, different commercials. And if we see on Ontario as compared to Alberta, there's a different job opportunities. In Ontario, you have more software engineers, sales and account representative, retail salespersons, customer representative. There's more IT possibilities in Ontario, food and beverage service, administration system. I wouldn't say like there's no opportunities with this sector in Alberta. There are, but as compared to Ontario, the Ontario will have more possibility of this sector in job opportunity. So in Alberta, there are other opportunities. Those are more in demand. Those are registered nurses, drivers, heavy equipment operators, physicians, software developer, food and beverage servers, and healthcare specialists. Overall, there are many job opportunities in both of the states. So you have to decide in which sector you want to pursue. In both of the states, they have an immigration system that is based on your experience and your skill. So it completely depends on your skill, and accordingly you can make your choice. I would say there are equal job opportunities, but Ontario has slightly more hand in the job opportunities. But you have to consider all the other things too. So let's talk about the moving and the people. So moving, I would say all over the Canada. Moving is totally depend on you. If you want to save some money, you can have your vehicle, put your stuff in a vehicle, and you can just move. If you need more comfort with the more price, or you can pay a little bit more, you can have the other options too. You can hire a company to do the moving for you. And the third one is you can have a vehicle from a company. Let's say U-Haul, you can drive their truck from one place to another, and they will have the other shop's final destination too. You can leave that truck. So if you can move by your own, you can have the vehicle or truck on a rent, and loading your truck with your stuff, and you can just move to the other province. As I said, the first, you can hire people. Second, you can have your own vehicle and put your stuff and just move. The only expense you will have is gas. You have to think about those. So let's talk about the industry. That's another part of the job. The top employers in Ontario are healthcare and finance companies. On the other side, Alberta. So Alberta is leading in oil, gas, and health services. Basically, these are the two different kind of industries that both of the states have, and it also impacts your jobs too. If you have any skill or experience related to any of this industry, you can have a better opportunity to go into that sector, and you can make moving decision according to these choices too. Furthermore, let's talk about the next sector, that is education sector. So Canada is well known for their education sector. They have really good infrastructure in their education system. If you see the education as compared to Ontario, Alberta, they have few options too. If we compare education sector in Alberta and Ontario, the Ontario, they have the University of Toronto. That is ranked 1 in the Canada. On the other side, if you see in Alberta, they have University of Alberta. That is ranked number 5 in Canada. So both of the states, they have a good education structure. But if you're looking for the best education, then I would say Ontario. You can go for that. You have to pay a slightly more price for your education too. So if you need a affordable tuition fees, a good education, then Alberta have some cheaper options in tuition fees as compared to the Ontario. Further, if we talk about the income tax, that's the tax that is imposed on your income. So if we compare average income of Ontario and Alberta, the average income of Ontario is 65,000. On the other side, the average salary in Alberta is 62,000. There's not a big difference between the salary. So going further with the taxes, there are 3 different kind of taxes in Canada: GST, HST, and PST. The Ontario, their total tax including PST, GST, and HST, they do only HST tax, that is 13%. So basically we can say Ontario imposed total 13% tax on goods and services. On the other side, Alberta, they impose just 5%, that is a GST tax on goods and services. So there is a huge difference in tax too. So if you want to save some tax, I think Alberta is the best option for you. So overall, there are different factors before making a decision. On the other side, you can consider the weather too, because in Alberta, the coldest months are December, January, and February, and it can last long, around 1 month more than Ontario. The weather in Alberta is much drier. In Alberta, you will see in summers, you will see average temperature between 25 to 30, but adding the heat waves, it can go up to plus 35 easily. And on the opposite side, Ontario, their average temperature comes to 20 to 25 degree on average in the summers. On the other side, in winters, temperature in Alberta goes up to minus 35 or minus 30 degree, and their average temperature comes between minus 18, minus 20 degree. That's their average temperature in winter.